Hey everybody, I have created another journal that I wanted to share with you, and that was from the tutorial. These are the papers that I made in the tutorial on coffee dyeing the papers. So if you're new to my channel, I do have a tutorial on that. Flip through my videos and it shows you how to coffee dye the papers. And the binding system that I used for this is from I got it from Ephemera Gardens channel. She does a really cool, she does a lot of journals, but I particularly like this binding system that I used with the twine. It's not twine, it's cording. And I had questions on it's waxed thread. Art Minds makes this. I guess you could get it in the leather section or the jewelry section. It is sometimes hard to find. You don't have to use the wax. You can use any string or twine. This is just the one that I like. It ties knots really good and it's just easier to work with. See how it's very stiff and it kind of sticks. But you don't have to use the wax if you're going to go that route. I like this because you slide your pages in underneath it, but I'll get more into it. So anyways, somebody went through one of my old videos and on a glassine bag I made like years ago, and I had used this this glove, and I believe it's a Carrie Lou design stamp. Yeah, me and Carrie Lou. It's very old, but I think you can still get it, and I picked it up at a used, I think, scrapbook sale at a craft show years ago. So that inspired me to pull this out and kind of use it in this. So I cut it out and I embossed it and I tucked it under there. And then the paper collection that I used for this is Debutante by Prima. I used the A4 size and some of the 6x6, and I used very few pieces. So actually next I'm going to make a mini album using it. I basically only used the cover and some cover sheets for the signatures. So anyways, and then I did get the ephemera chipboard collection of the Debutante, so I used some of the pieces in there. And then I was able to use some of my handmade flowers that I just made a couple videos back. So if you're interested in those, there's a video and tutorial out on that, and I used one on the spine. So yeah, and then I attached some beads, and it's a lace closure, and that's the back, very plain and simple. And this measures, I should know this by heart, because 6.5 wide by 9, and my spine is 2.5. So let me take you on the inside, and I just love it. This one has a lot more lace. I used a lot more lace on this one than I did on my other one, on my previous journal. Maybe I need to back out a little more. Alright, so I'll take you, this one I made a pocket on the front, and I put some lace, but I made a little photo booklet. There. I made this little photo booklet with some of the chipboard pieces, so you can add some photos or something. That just tucks right in there. And then here's my first cover. There are 4 signatures with 6 sheets of coffee dyed paper folded over, so that makes 12. So 12 times 4, you do the math. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so 12 times 4 plus the 2 cover papers that hold each signature. So, okay, if that makes sense. This is just a tag that I made. I had to dye, and I cut it out of the paper, and it just tucks right in that chipboard thing, and just my signature cover sheets are laced. And then I put a piece of lace on this side with either journal or photo mats, and they tuck in there. And then the pages are all just coffee dyed and randomly stamped with just some favorite stamps that I had picked out. So I'll just kind of toss through, and then some I added scraps of paper. There's the glove stamp and these vintage ladies and lace stamps that I had, and I just had fun going through my stash. Then here I took a piece of the scrap paper, tore it up. I love that look. And then made a card from the collection and made my own tag with some, that's a Prima stamp from the Debutante collection as well. And then more, I love that little hanger. These are the stamps that went with the Debutante collection. So the hanger, the chair, and those, and I did use them in there. And then I pulled out some of my Stamper's Best vintage lady stamps. And so there you have more, a little lady. And this is perfect, you can write on it. More scrap paper that I tore. Some of them I left open that you could tuck things in. And I left some of the tucks blank so you can tuck notes in or whatever. There's a pocket with that glove stamp again. And a photo mat, and I just tore paper for interest, for journaling. More paper stuck on there. So plenty of room for writing and journaling and just like a diary. That's a miniature glassine bag that I had, and I just stamped it up and sprayed it a little bit, put some paper and a tag. And that slides right back in there. And then more of this. I alternated different laces, so it's real interesting. And then this is just an envelope with a pocket that I left that you can put something in. It's decorated with paper, so you can store notes or something in there. And it tucks back in that pocket. Here's another tag and some torn paper. And there I just stamped an image, and you can write and journal on it. And then this is a pocket that I made out of cardstock, and it's glued down, and I put this tag with some eyelash trim, and that goes back in there. That one's glued down. More scrap paper torn up and just added for interest. I love that. And random stamping. Perfume bottles. So it's real feminine, real girly. Here's like a little tuck spot. This doesn't go with the collect. Oh, here. I also used the note cards from the Debutante collection too. So let me pull one out and show you that you can. I did include cards in a lot, but I left some open that you can tuck your own notes or cards in too, you know, to store like memories or journal or pictures. I like that couple. Just very, oh, and then I have this little purse die. This I made a belly band with scrap paper with a journaling card. Somebody just came home, it's gonna get noisy. More scrap paper from the collection. More scrap paper from the collection. Whoops. And then there's like a little title. You could put a date. Just a little tuck spot. Here's a little envelope that's glued down that has this little note card that you can write on. Tucks back in there. I got these were a Martha Stewart clearance little pack of envelopes that came with those cards. So I thought it was perfect for that. And little scraps of paper I tore from the cards. So all I did was like the pictures on here. Like some of these I just rip them and then glue them on. Looks really cool. This is another pocket I made out of the Recollections bags that you got on clearance at Michael's. So that pocket opens up like that, and I tucked a journal spot in there, and then that goes back in. It's a little fragile because it's a thin bag. Of course, I'm doing this upside down. We'll do that off camera. And then that's the opening of the bag, and I just left it so you can put something in there. And then I glued some trim on there. And then I think this turned out pretty. This was a journaling card as well. It was that, and I just ripped it randomly, inked it with distress photo, you know, the Tim Holtz distress photo or whatever. I made a tag, and that'll tuck right back in there. Another tag on this side with the other half of it, and then I just put my own stamp on there. And I believe, oh, that went in there. Okay. So, and then here's another bag that I had just hanging out in my stash. I stamped on it and I made a tag with some more of the rip cards stamped on the back, and then that slides in there. Here's that stamp. I put it on like a chipboard cardstock, so you can use it, you can journal on it or something, and then that just tucks in there. Here's another little tucky spot. That purse stamp I love. And I also have, here's another little tuck spot. Those are the hangers from that stamp. More paper. And then this, I randomly tore more paper, and these envelopes I left blank, so you can put your own whatever in, but then they tuck back in here. And same with this one. I left them blank, and you can tuck them back in there. Actually, I should add, I'll add the pink thing that goes inside. I will add that. Another piece of paper that I just ripped from the scraps and made a pocket with a journaling card or photo mat, whichever you want. Same thing here. Rip the paper. I have this, I think, is a rubbernecker stamp, and I just glued it all down but left this open in the front so you could put a little tag in there. And that goes in there like that. And then I stamped the corset very lightly so it kind of looks like it stained it when it was closed, so that came out really cool. Random stamping, more scrap paper just stuck in there. There and there. Here's another little, you could tuck a note. Here's that purse stamp, and I made it, sorry, there we go. Got caught on my tape. A little tag with some paper on the edge. Just gives it a lot of interest, and I love it. I love the way it looks. And that tucks in there so it doesn't stick anymore. This I left open, so if you wanted to tuck a note up in there, and it's kind of a hanger with the boots hanging down and stuff. This page looks cool. More just scrap papers. Here's this was, I didn't do the video yet, but I just got this yesterday. Barb, my friend Callie Scrapper 1, I ordered some stamps from her, and she gave me these little library pockets that she had. I forget who makes them, and I set them aside to do a video, but I'll do a haul video on that next. And this goes right in here, so I loved it, and I decorated it up with scrap paper. So you can write a note. I love that corset. And then another one of these envelopes. Oh, I forgot to distress that. I gotta distress that. That tucks in there. Then here's another ripped up pocket that I made with a journaling card. And that goes in there like that. More different lace. I just ripped this pocket and stuck this envelope, another envelope that you can, whoa, that went flying. They're like paper bag envelopes. I don't know where I got them, but I've had them in my stash for a while. You could stamp on them and stuff. Paper bag. And that matches, and tuck some memorabilia in there or notes. And then the back cover is another pocket with the lace, and I made another little photo book with the chipboard. It says Moments, and you open it up and it's really sturdy. And then that fits right back in there. And the cover is very sturdy chipboard, so it's a real sturdy, nice book. And then that's how that looks. The top. I just use one of my flowers and I put beads on the end of the string, so it's got danglies. And then this is stretchy lace, so you can get this even fuller, and then it will tie in a bow to close. So it's very hard. I didn't use a lot of chipboard on the inside because it's a journal and you need to write in it, so I tried to keep it as flat as possible. But yeah, and the pages do slide because they're just on there, so you can even remove pages or add doilies or something underneath those strings as you go along, or if you have a special note or letter or card. That's why I like this binding, because you can add to it. I'll kind of show you. So here's your string in between the signature, so if you wanted to add a note or another letter, you could just slide it under there and fold it, and voila. So yeah, that's why I like that binding system. But okay, so this is going to be for sale. I will offer it here on for sale. I mean, in my Etsy store. I will be listing it. If the video goes up before I get it listed in my Etsy shop, it will be up by tonight, the day I do this video, sometime. But yeah, so I will have a link to my Etsy shop in the description box below. And I will also have my email, so if you have any questions, you can privately message me or leave a comment, and I will get back to them. Alright, thanks for watching. My Etsy shop name is Pretty Paper Maker, and that's on Etsy, but like I said, the link to this journal will be in the description box below, and it'll take you right to it. Alright, thanks everybody. Bye.